Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be calm even when things seem to be in a state of chaos around them? Have you ever been in a social situation where someone made an inappropriate comment? Now, did you guys all see the Oscar Awards? No, probably not, but you saw the aftermath where Will Smith slapped them at a Chris Rock. These are examples of emotional intelligence. Today, Bert Copeland is going to share some thoughts from a Level 3 project on Presentation Mastery Path. The project is Emotional Intelligence, and the title of the speech is Ever Done Something You Regret?
Have you ever done something that later on you regretted, that gave you chagrin? For example, have you ever said something to somebody and immediately known that it was the wrong thing to say? Friends, I want to talk to you today about emotional intelligence. Why would we talk about emotional intelligence? Well, because improving your emotional intelligence, you can communicate more effectively and develop meaningful relationships. Have you ever noticed that some leaders with good emotional intelligence, they exhibit a lot more calmness and they come back from setbacks a lot faster than people that don't? High emotional intelligence can also result in improved impulse control, abstract reasoning, long-term planning, and working memory. I mentioned this to Ben at the beginning, and I'm going to mention this to you now. This particular module in Level 3 is probably one of the deepest and best modules I've come across in Pathways. This presentation I'm about to give, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Could be an hour, but I'm only going to do this much of it. So what is emotional intelligence? I'm going to give you a definition. It's your ability to understand and manage your feelings, to self-motivate. It also requires the ability to discern how others feel and respond to their emotions appropriately. Whew. What a mouthful that is. What a mouthful. But what that comes down to is 5 parts: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. And as I said at the beginning, I'm not going to give you all 5. You're only going to have to put up with 1. But let's put those in that previous sentence. Your ability to understand is self-awareness. Manage your feelings, self-regulation. Self-motivate is motivation. Requires the ability to discern how others feel, empathy, and respond to their emotions appropriately is social skills. Again, what a mouthful, but we're just going to talk about self-awareness today. Self-awareness, the ability to recognize your emotions. Recognize my emotions. Because when you recognize your emotions, you can start to analyze why you act in a particular way. Some primary emotions are fear, sadness, surprise, happiness. These are sort of hardwired into us as human beings. Sometimes we have zero control over these emotions. It's the secondary ones that trip us up. Anger, frustration, disappointment, plus a combination of the primary ones. For example, Ben says to me at the beginning of the meeting, "Oh, Bert, I really like the way you part your hair." My primary emotion might be, "Oh, I'm all upset because he's calling me bald." But then my secondary emotion, I could kick in and say, "Well, Ben was just poking fun at me, but maybe he really doesn't like the way I part my hair." So you see, it's entirely on me. So you have to develop self-awareness in order to get to the secondary emotions. And when you develop self-awareness, this is a learned behavior. This is not something you come out of the gate with. This is not like the primary emotions where it's like, there's a fire, I'm going to run, or it's hot, I'm going to scream. But it's what you can change or what I am able to alter. And when you can understand that, then you can understand how you respond to it. When you can name the emotion, then you can say, why am I having this response? What triggered that? What is causing that to happen? as I mentioned, this course or this particular project, for being as long as it is, it's very detailed. And one of the things that they mention here is that you can clear a path when something happens. For example, you can relax. You can breathe in and release the tension in your body. You can center. You can drop your awareness, trying to detach yourself as much from the event as possible. And you can focus on a key word. Or you can do what I've done for 25 years as a scuba instructor. Stop, breathe, think, and act. And you would think as a scuba instructor, this is kind of important because generally speaking, I got to tell you, if you're 60 feet underwater and something happens that startles you, your first response is not going to be good. So when you come across scuba divers, generally they've been taught some form of emotional improvement. So the next time something happens to you like that, try and remember you're a scuba diver. Stop, take a breath, think about what's actually happening, and then act. And I want to ask, if you wouldn't try these techniques at your next meeting, you are the one in control. So I really want to ask you, when your next meeting comes up, are you going to try and use some of these suggestions?